The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. And if you don't know anything else on this day, know that you deserve to be blessed. Yes. Hey. How y'all doing? Hey, good evening, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. It's a Monday. And y'all know I'm here on a Monday. Hey, everybody. I want to welcome you all back to the Titan Capri Experience. Look, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I'm here every Monday, and this is what I do. And tonight, I think we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about community. This last week, I have been posed with the question of community. What is community? Do we like it? Do we understand it? Do we know what it is? How do we change it? Is it good for us? Is it bad for us? All of those questions. So tonight, I want to dive into that. So y'all hold on to your hats, catch your edges, get your drink. Y'all hear that ice clanking? Get your drink and come on in and talk with me as we discuss community. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope your weekend was great. My weekend was really good. It was really calm and cool. And I really didn't do too much as far as getting out. I did some work on my Titan Capri Experience, the brand. I did some work here at the house, cleaning up, rearranging some things, and just trying to make it a little bit more homely. So I hope and pray that your weekend was great, as mine was, even though I didn't do too much. And me and my moms, we even caught a little matinee. We got 3 movies that we watch, and then, you know, our ultimate stories is Law and Order SVU. So we watched that as well. Y'all don't understand. So y'all come on in, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts. Y'all like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. I'm Titan Capri on all social media, and then a Titan Capri Experience, right? TitanCapri.com. Y'all check me out. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're talking about community. And so I want you all to take a moment and think about what community means to you. Does community mean great things for you? What does the community mean? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about it, but I want you to understand that there's good sides and there's bad sides. But can you have a community? And that's the question. Can you have a community? We're going to come back to that tonight. That's what we're going to do. All right. So we're going to go ahead on and start this off. Did you know? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm talking about. Did you know? Now, here's something that I want to state to you all. Did you know that the community definition states the people with common interests living in a particular area? Catch it. Y'all got that definition up there? Y'all see it? Okay. The area itself, the problems of a large community. A group of people with a common characteristic or interest living together with a larger society. Now, I want to hold it up just a moment so you all can see what the definition is. Can I get it one more time, real quick? There we go. And basically, it's community, right? People with a common interest, right? Together within a larger society. So, did you know that community was just that? Community. Basically, it doesn't have to look like this community or that community or those communities. It can look just the way that you want it to look, as far as being inclusive, as far as having everything that you need in it. But it is considered, right, a group of people, right? You could be a group of rock stars, you could be a group of people. You could do a whole lot, right? But it's a group of people. So today I want to talk to you because this came up in conversation. And the person said to me, Titan, well, I don't believe that I'm part of the community because the community doesn't like me. And I said to them, and y'all can chime in. Y'all can chime in if you want to chime in. Let me know what the deal is. Let me know what the deal is. But there's two parts to it, right? There's a good part about community, and then there's a bad part. And some of us have experienced the bad part, right? Me included. And then the majority of us have experienced the good part, me included. Now, it took me a while in order to be part of the community that I'm talking about, that the definition states, because I didn't know how to be a part of this community. I didn't know where I fit in. I didn't know, was I supposed to fit in? I didn't know what I was, right? And so society or the community basically told me that I had to be this way because I looked this way. You with me? Or I had to act this way because I look this way. Or I had to do this because I was built this way. Things like that. Now, I'm not coming down on the community, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make a disclaimer. And you're probably going to say, well, why are you making a disclaimer? But I want you to understand where I'm at on this. There's good and there's bad to everything. And tonight we're going to talk about the good and the bad of the community. So we got the definition. Did you know that was the definition? And you know, you may say, Titan, look, really? You going to give a definition of community? Really? Yes. I'm going to give a definition of community. Come on. We always got to know where we at, where we're going and what we're doing. That's what we got to know, right? Okay. So I'm not going to spend too much time on did you know. I wanted to just give you the definition of community because I really, really, really want us to get into this thought. Let's go ahead and get into this thought because I can't hold it. I can't hold it. We're going to have to move a little bit on, a little bit further. Yes. All right. So I'm going to get into it. Y'all know I have a story. Y'all know I like a good story, right? I became part of the community in a way that I didn't know that I was part of the community. Let me explain. Growing up, I knew that I was different. I just didn't know how different I was, right? Maybe that's not right. Maybe that's not right. Let me rephrase that. I knew that I was different because the community that I was a part of, the Black community, the community of kids playing out in the what was that? Ooh, y'all. All right, there we go. All right, y'all, I'm doing some things around here. I'm moving around. I apologize. So I was a part of this community that I really didn't know I was a part of. I was born into this community. I was put into this community by the location of where I was born, of who my parents were, or who my grandparents were, or my family was, right? I had no control over that. I had no control over what it was. I had no control over whether or not my community was the same as your community. All I knew is that I was part of a community. Why? Because that's where I lived. That was my family. That was it. Little did I know that quickly I would find out in my years of growing up that I wasn't in the right community. I wasn't safe in the community. I wasn't right in the community. Now, this is me speaking about me. When people say, well, all communities are the same, and I'm saying, no, they're not. All communities are not the same. Because the same community that I grew up in, that I loved, that I thought was a community for me, was not seeing me the same way. They saw me as everything but my name. They saw me as everything but a child of God. They saw me as a punk, sissy, all these other things, right? The F word, the N word, all of these things, right? And I was sitting there saying to myself, but I'm you and you me and we're together, right? Community. And I found out really quickly that that was not the case in point. I began to wonder, should I be a part of this community? I'm a Black man, you're a Black man, but because I'm a Black gay man, I couldn't be a part of the Black man community. Even though my skin is Black, even though I'm Black, even though my birth certificate says that I'm Black. I couldn't be a part of that community because I was gay, but I am a Black man first. Then I became part of the gay community, which I thought, right? I didn't know if I was supposed to be out. I didn't know if I was supposed to be in. I didn't supposed to know if I was supposed to be laying to the side. I'm just joking, y'all. But I didn't know. So I go out in search of this community that everybody speaks so highly of, and I got good, and then I got bad, you know? And I found out that I really didn't fit into that community as well, because that community told me that because I look the way I am and I'm built the way that I am, that I can't have feelings like this for another man, or I can't do this with another man, or I can't be top or bottom or sideways with another man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was these things that kept coming at it. And then it was all this stigma. I had to walk a certain way, talk a certain way. I had to make sure that I was not like, just not, you know what I mean? And so there was a moment when I thought to myself, what is community? Where do I go? What do I do? I have a love-hate relationship with community because I can't fit in to these communities. Right? And I'm talking to you because I want you to understand where I was in that moment, right? I'm not there now, but where I was in that moment and how we got to the conversation I had just last week. Okay? I have been uplifted by the community. I have been represented by the community. I have been let down by the community. I have been treated great by the community. I have been used and abused by the community. And sometimes we don't really understand what that means. We don't get it. We don't get it. So tonight I want to talk to you about what community has done for me, what community has done to me, and what community has done to put me on my purpose and put me in my place to be noticed and to be great and to be awesome, right? I'm going to talk about that because I know that we can talk about bad things in the community. I know we can do that, right? But the reality of it is was it good to you? Was it good for you? And, you know, people say you got to take the good with the bad, you know, and there you have the facts of life. You got to take it all in. So tonight, when I'm talking to you from a place, and you know, I can't speak nothing but the truth, and that's just how I roll. But community is community for a reason. Now, first thing first, you don't have to be a part of that community. You don't have to be a part of that community. You can build your own community, just like setting up an online profile, just like being a content creator, just like being on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, any of these. You can build a following, which you can build a community. You can build a community. And I didn't know that. When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't understand what the HIV community was. I stayed away from that community because it was the death of me. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I thought that I was dying. I thought that anything that I did with this community was going to take me out of here. So I stayed away. But that was my community. People had to build these communities so that I could be there and be great and do things. Now, some of the communities didn't come along until later on in my diagnosis. I'm 17 years in the game, but a lot of these communities didn't come along until later on down the road. However, these communities mean the world to me now because they did what I thought should have been done and I should have done myself. They built their community, their village, their tribe, their gang. They built it because they saw a need in the community that was not being addressed in the community. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? So tonight I want to highlight a couple of communities, right? Organizations that have become communities here in Houston. And I used to be a part of one. I used to be a part of this one, right? And I still am a part. We still, work together from time to time. I love my people over there at the NA, at the Normal Anomaly. I ask that you all check them out. Y'all go check them out. It's the Normal Anomaly. I call them the NA, right? It's the Normal Anomaly. Ian, Jordan, Joel, James. Trying to think of who else is over there. Kimmy Doll, couple of others. I'm trying to name them. But yes, the Normal Anomaly is a organization that you should check out. You want to know why? Because they saw a need for community, a BQ plus community, Black queer plus community, and they built the community. That's what they did. They built the community. And so with that being said, I was like, wait, what? They saw a need in the community. They already existed, the LGBTQIA plus community. They saw a need, and so they built a community within the community because people were feeling as if they were not part of the community, okay? Not part of the community. So I think sometimes we have to really look at what it is that we're doing. Are we being a part of the community? Are we making the community what it is? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we doing it? Are we not? So sometimes you have to really take a moment and make sure that you are being a part of the community. Okay. The second organization or community that I want to highlight tonight is the Truth Project. Now, y'all may have seen me be a part of the Truth Project. Y'all see me be a part of Heart and Soul and things like that. Kevin Anderson over with the Truth Project has made sure that we were good to go with community. We're bringing the communities in. When I say community, I mean the community that felt that they did not have a voice. The Truth Project. What's your truth? It's your truth. Okay? And so with that being said, sometimes you have to really think about where you're at with that. Okay? Now, the Truth Project does a lot of things around the city, but one thing that I have always loved and I've always been a part of, I love the fact that they bring community together. And then Truth Project does Heart and Soul, and Heart and Soul brings you together so that you can experience, right? Y'all know I love a good experience. You can experience some truth. You can experience some truth. I ask that you go and check them out. So ladies and gentlemen, as I am letting you know about these organizations, I want you to go and check them out. We put the actual link to their websites up. Y'all go and check them out. The Truth Project is the business. It's the truth. It's the truth. The next organization is the Mahogany Project. The Mahogany Project. I have seen this organization go from over here to over there, but bringing everybody in, right? With the emphasis on trans. I think they just opened this year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm hoping that's correct. They just opened an actual center, right? The first of its kind. So I want you to know that These organizations are out here. They're doing it, right? Vernus is over there at the head, leading it and making sure that everything goes off without a hitch, making it happen. They're doing a lot of things in the community, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all go check them out. That's the Mahogany Project. Y'all go check them out. And then lastly here, Heavy Hitters Pride. Heavy Hitters Pride, where every pound has a story. I think that's the slogan. Look, y'all, I'm trying to make sure that I got it correct, right? But Heavy Hitters Pride, right? It is a pride for those of us that have a little extra, right? And we're not ashamed to show you that we have a little extra. It's Heavy Hitters Pride. Emphasis on the heavy. Do you get it? Right? So a lot of times people don't see it like that, but that's what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, y'all go on over to Heavy Hitters Pride, right? They are doing things. They are shaking it up. They are making it better than it was before. Y'all go check them out. So I'm going to go back over the 4 one more time because I want y'all to have it. Tonight, we talk about community. These 4 organizations built their community. They built it, and the community responded, right? And the community responded. And that's the part that I want to highlight and say to you all tonight. The community responded. There was a need. There was a need. And these 4 organizations basically came and said, hey, I'm in the community. I may not be represented in the community in the way that I want to be represented. So what did they do? They said, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to build my own community. I'm going to build my own community. That's the normal anomaly. BQ, baby. They just had the BQ festival, right? The BQ Advancement Festival. It was a music festival, off the chain. They built the community. They're in the community, but they saw that there was something lacking for them. And so they built it. You know what they say, if you build it, they will come. The Truth Project. The Truth Project is part of the community, right? But the Truth Project said there was something missing there. Something. So they like the arts, performance, singing, dancing, painting. They like that. So let's see what I can do for the community with the arts, with my talents, being creative. Truth Project. The Mahogany Project. The Mahogany Project stated that there is something missing. There's something missing in the community. Don't mean that the community is bad, but something was missing. And so I needed to do something, Vernus. I needed to do something to change that. And the Mahogany Project was birthed. And there you have it. And lastly, but not least, Heavy Hitters Pride. Heavy Hitters Pride said, I'm part of the community. I'm part of the community. However, am I represented in the light in which I want to be represented? Heavy Hitters Pride. I'm a part of the community, but now you're going to see that I built a community. I built a community of people with pounds. I built a community with people with pounds and their allies. I built a community of people with pounds and those that love people with pounds. Unapologetically. Heavy Hitters Pride. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, those 4 organizations here in Houston are doing great things. They are building a community, and there's room for you to build a community. What I've learned is that community is not bad, right? Community can't always be good, but it's not bad, because what it does is it makes you see that there's something that's needed. And so now with me knowing that it's needed, then here these 4 organizations go to build it. And they built it. Now, it may have took a little while, as you all are saying. It may have took some time. It may have been this and been that, but they're here. And if I tell you they're kicking behind and taking names right about now, and they've been doing it, y'all check them out. I love them. I have worked with them. I've been a part of the organizations. I've watched them grow, and I want to applaud them. I want to applaud them for being just who they are. Community. That's the part. Somebody said to me, Well, Titan, are you sure? Yes, most definitely, I'm sure. Most definitely, I'm sure. You need to know who these people are. And if you're in the Houston area, no, hold on. I'm not even going to say that. If you are in the world, if you're in the world, y'all come on and check them organizations out. They may be based here in Houston, but look, we know everybody. Everybody needs a little help. Everybody needs a little touch and agreement. Y'all touch and agree that these 4 organizations are doing what needs to be done. I'm going to look for y'all. Y'all go look for them. Y'all make sure that y'all do it. Y'all make sure that y'all do it. So I want to say this about when you curate a space for community to grow and thrive, then your community doesn't have to look like that community over there or that community over there. It can look like your own community, still within the community. It doesn't have to be outside of the LGBTQIA plus community. It doesn't have to be so far away that nobody knows what you're talking about or doing. Just know that it's community. And most of now, all of them started this because they saw a need. They saw a need, and that need was community. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna just say this one good time. Sometimes their community doesn't look like my community, right? And when I say there, I mean everybody else out there. We're all a part of communities. We all are family. We're all of villages and tribes and gangs and all this stuff, right? Boys and girls and all of this stuff, peeps. We're a part of all of that, but we're a community. And one thing I want to say about community is that your community comes when you need it, and your community helps you to get to the next level by presenting you with community. Y'all didn't hear that. Y'all didn't hear that. Presenting you with community. So you were standing over here, and I'm not saying anything about anybody not doing it first or who did it last or whatever have you, but there was a need for that community. And you saw it and you went to it because there was a need. These organizations saw that need, so they built it so that you would come. They built it thinking, okay, I felt left out, so I'm sure others feel left out. Let's curate a space for everybody to come in. Heavy Hitters Pride. Everybody can come in, but it's an emphasis on those pounds. And I know you're probably saying, well, Titan, I mean, it's just, it's just heavy hitters. No, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. They saw a need and they curated a space. The Truth Project. The Truth Project has been doing heart and soul for I don't know how long. And I'm gonna speak on myself. I literally go out and do open mic. I've never done open mic. Now I'm a good talker. I can give you some game, but I can give you all of that. But I never thought of myself as a spoken word or a lyricist or someone that would do pieces or an open mic person. Never thought of that. The Truth Project curated a space. And sometimes we have to do, come on, yeah. Grateful for Heavy Hitters and Big Boy Pride. See, and a lot of times here, some people don't think about it like that, right? Because somebody said to me, well, it's nothing but just a bunch of big boys getting together. Call it what you want, but it's a community. It's a space. It's a place. So call it what you want, okay? And then I want to talk about what we can do for these communities, right? We are part of those communities. Support them, uplift them. When they are doing something, go out and support. Go out and pour your time and energy into the communities because the community is there for you, okay? Because the community is there for you. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you are good to go and that you understand what community is, right? Make sure that you understand what it is, because community cannot be community for you if it's not growing and prospering for you. So lend your voice, lend your understanding, and talk about what community is for you. Maybe you got an idea for community out there. Maybe that's what that is. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm thinking, yeah, community. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're talking about community tonight. You all have been my community. You all have come in. You've been watching me every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. PST. You've been watching me, right? However, you're my community. You're my community. So community, what we gonna do? Community, we got to pay some bills. So we're going to go ahead on and pay some bills. Kwame, roll that beautiful bean footage. See, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all need to come on over and come check us out. Y'all saw all that? Y'all saw me on there talking my noise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we're still talking about community. And so what I'm going to do is I want to talk about another community really quickly before we move on to the final thought. I want to talk about the HIV plus community. Positive, if you want. I say plus, but positive. Sometimes we think that there's nobody there for us. Sometimes we feel that the community is not a community of inclusion, right? And I want to say to you that I am 17 years HIV positive, and I am part of the community. Matter of fact, you can say that I am a community in myself. No, anyway, but what I want to say is that I believe that the community exists. We have so much stigma and shame and ugliness out there about being HIV positive that we don't take time to become the community that we know we can be. Now, this may sound like some type of cliche. This may sound like some type of commercial that comes on late night or something like that. But ladies and gentlemen, we are part of a community. I am part of a community. If you have any issues or problems, and I'm talking to the HIV plus community right now because I'm HIV positive. And I know how hard it is to talk to other people. I know how hard it is to get into treatment. I know how hard it is to get past the mental, emotional, and spiritual and physical part of all of it. All of that goes into that. And sometimes what we do is we ostracize ourselves from community, right? Now, I'm not saying it got to be 1,500 people in this community, but we are a vast network of people. There's no reason why you should be out there by yourself, not having a part of community, not being part of community, right? So what I want to do today, I want you to know that I am out there. Community is out there. If you are struggling right now with HIV, if you have just been diagnosed and you don't know which way to go, which way to turn, come see me, come talk to me. And if you don't want to talk to me, at least let me guide you in the right direction to get those services and get things so that you can be able to be helped, right? There's no reason why you can't do that. Now, is there a little bit of ants? I don't know about that. A little bit of stigma, shame, and all of that, all in your time, all in your time. But I do want to say to you tonight that I'm here. I'm part of the community. I'm part of that HIV plus community or positive community. And I'm here for you. I will advocate for you. Hey, we can just sit and watch the birds fly by. If that's going to, do it for you, whatever it may be, whatever level it's on, I'm at that community. I'm in that community. I'm about that community. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who this is for, but whoever this is right here is for you. Know that you are part of a community. Know that we are a part of a community. And know that we're here to help. Know that we're here to help. You don't have to be alone in this. You don't have to be alone in this. Look me up. All my information is down there. I'm Titan Capri on all social media, the Titan Capri Experience. Look, come check me out. And if you want to send me a message, if you just need some help, we have ways to do that. I want you to know that we are part of the community. We're a community and we're here for you. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead on and get into this final thought. Community, baby. Community. Okay. I want to say this before I start with the final thought. Community is what you make it. Community is what you make it. Most of the time, I could have been a part of a community, a part of this community or that community, but it was what I made it. I made it out to be something bad because I had been told that this is this and that's that. I had been told that I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that. I had been told that I was not worthy of being a part of this community. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many people I let pass. I don't know how many opportunities I let go by. I don't know how many things I did, right? Now, some of you may say, Titan, it wasn't your time. You're right. You're probably right. It wasn't my time. But I do want to say this, though. Community is what you make it. Those 4 organizations that I talked about, they made it community in their way, right? Still community, but in their way, okay? So what I want to say tonight is community is what you make it. If you make it out to be bad, then it's going to be bad, right? Because something bad can happen over here, but that doesn't mean that the whole community is bad. You just got to make your way over and know who to trust and know who to be around, you know what I'm saying? So that you can get to that good community, right? The old saying is there's always a bad apple in the bunch. Now, if you got a hold of that bad apple, that doesn't mean every other apple that you're going to is going to be a bad apple. So what I'm saying is community is what you make it, right? And then I want you to know that community already exists. And it's nothing wrong with you taking community and tweaking it, right? You know how you have well, this might be a little old school for some, but you have a radio and you tune the radio to get to the right channel. So what you would do is tune, like those 4 organizations I mentioned earlier, they tune the community to get to the right part of the community. They're still part of this community over here, but now the Normal Anomaly, the Truth Project, the Mahogany Project, Heavy Hitters Pride, they all are a part of a different type of community within the community because they saw something. So you can do that as well. Okay. And then you can decide to build a community, make it as inclusive as you want, make it as big as you want, small as you want. But here's the thing, community should support, uplift. Community should make you feel as if you are a part of something. Community should make you smile when you think about it. That's what community should do. I started talking about HIV and what it had done to me. I started talking about me being diagnosed with AIDS and what it had done to me. I talked about my treatment. I talked about my journey and all of that. And I built a community. And I'm going to say this because I have people that come to me and talk to me now and want my expertise. And I'm going to tell you all something. I didn't know that I was an expert on this or that, but I knew what my truth was. I knew what my journey was. It hurt when the doctor said you have AIDS and just walked out of the room. It hurt me trying to go to a support group and a support group didn't look like me. It hurt that what I was saying people didn't understand because they hadn't been through what I had been through. It hurt when I told them that I had pneumonia for 2 months, or walking pneumonia as they call it, for 2 months going on 3. Before I finally had to be put in the hospital. It hurt that I only had 4 T cells and I felt like I was on my way out the door. And in those moments, I wanted community. I wanted somebody to understand. And the majority of the people were around me. They were there trying to help and be, but they were not in the same position that I was in. They were not a Black gay man. They were not a Black gay man who just found out that he had AIDS and he's dying. All those intersections, they couldn't meet me at those intersections because they weren't there. And I needed community. But community was there. I just didn't want to go to the community because I felt like the same community of which the person that I contracted AIDS from, the same community, right? The same community. Well, let me not say that. I contracted HIV from the same community. He was a part of that community. So I didn't want to do nothing with none of the community. I wanted to be so far away from the community because I felt like they had did me wrong. But then I go to my family, my neighborhood, my community from which I came, and they still doing me wrong, still ridiculing me, saying that's what you get. You know, you're not going to go to heaven. You're not going to see God. It was all of these things. So community became a bad thing for me. So I stayed away. Now, all these years later, some 14 years after I was diagnosed, community became a real thing. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, y'all are saying 14 years, Titan? Yeah, it was about 14 years. Yeah, about 2019. I became part of a little ditty. And yeah. I didn't know that community was that. Okay. You've been there, kid. Okay, say that. Yes. I didn't know that community was there for me. I thought community was only there to manipulate and mess me up. I thought community was only there to trip me up. And I'm saying all of this because I need y'all to know where I was and then where I got to, right? I started doing this documentary, and within the documentary, I saw others that had been through some things. I saw others that had been to where I had been, to the edge, to the brink. And they had fought their way back because community was there. Community stepped in and community said, we're not letting you go. No, it's not your time. We got you, sis. We got you, bruh. We got you. We got you. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that's happening to you right now, we got you. You just come on back over here with community for a moment. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to know that you're safe. And that's community. That's community. I said to my brother at the time, which is my brother in the community, in my family, in my chosen family. And I said to my brother, I said, I can't hold this in any longer. I can't carry this around any longer. It is too heavy. I feel like I'm dying. These are my words. And let me tell y'all something. I tell this story all the time. And if my brother is listening, he's probably going to say, yeah, that's about right. My brother turns to me, and I'm going to tell you who it is in a minute. I just want to tell y'all the story first. He turns to me and he said, y'all old gays kill me. Y'all are always sitting up here trying to make stuff pretty, trying to make stuff this and that, trying to do all of this. You got to have all these bells and whistles and gold and all that. He was going on. And I was like, I'm hurting. Like, I don't want to hurt you. And he said, if you don't just press record and talk to the people, let them know. If you want to get it off your chest, you ain't got to do this whole big production. Press record and speak your truth. And I'd be dogged if he wasn't like when I tell you, and y'all know, Ian L. Haddock, I'm say his whole name, Goodman, Ian L. Haddock, that boy right there, he said that to me and I kind of looked at him. Now I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit perturbed. That's the word I'm gonna use tonight. I was perturbed. I said, who you talking to? Like, I'm hurting and you need to acknowledge that I'm hurting. And he said to me again, brother, I get it. Brother, I get it. But what's going to be the difference once you get it all polished than now? What are you going to do? And he asked me to be a part of the documentary. And when I became part of the documentary, my life changed in a way because I was faced with my truth. I thought I had spoken, but I was faced with it. So in 2019, as my brother stated, just press record and talk. 2019, I went on the Facebook Live and I spoke my truth. What I spoke was being Black, gay, right? And HIV, no, being Black, gay, and positive. Most people thought I was talking about being positive, because being gay was such a downer and all kinds of, no. I was talking about being Black, gay, and HIV positive. What was crazy was that most of the people that I was talking to, my friends on Facebook, those that were around me, those who were closest to me, didn't know what I had been through, didn't know what was going on. And I took that opportunity to let them know. And it changed my life forever. I went to bed nervous because I just knew I was going to get hit with everything. I told my best friends and my village, my tribe, my gang that I was going to change. That's my community. They rallied behind me, on the side of me, even in front of me, to protect me from what was coming my way. They were ready to go at it. I even called one of my friends a bulldog because I swear you let go of that leash, I'm gonna tear you up. All because Titan was a community. Titan was part of the community. Titan was building a community. And then Titan spoke his truth in the community. And the community said, regardless of what, we got you. We got you. You hold on. All you had to do was let us in. And once you let us in, baby, they built that wall. Boom, 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 boom. And I was standing there saying, I can fight on my own. And they was like, nah, bruh, stand right there. We got this. And when I tell you my community rallied around me in a way that I had never seen before, that I didn't understand, I was a little apprehensive because the feeling was good, but I didn't know if I could trust it. Community. Then I started seeing other people in the community that I've known from before that were like, hey. Then those organizations that I talked about earlier, they were like, hey, Titan, you want to do this? Hey, Titan, well, this would be good for you. Hey, Titan, you want to come over? They were bringing me in. They saw a need, a void, and they filled it. Y'all with me? So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, it's about community. It doesn't have to look like on a scale, a global scale. It can reach that. But right now, around you, right now, you got a village, a tribe, you got a gang, you got your boys, your girls, you got your peoples, you got community. And if you think about it, everybody in that community has something that they're good at, they're blessed with, they're worthy of, they know of, they do. And when they all come together, boom. Sometimes your community just have to be there for you, just to support you, to let you know that you are good. Sometimes your community just will sit in silence, but next to you, just to let you know that they are there. Sometimes your community will check you. Who gonna check me, boo? Your community. Sometimes your community will check you because you didn't went out there on that ledge and acted a fool. So sometimes the community will check you, right? I just hit my camera. Sometimes the community will check you. But what I want to say tonight, ladies and gentlemen, community. You are community. You are part of a community. Be part of that community. Understand that community is there for you. And it's okay if you don't like community right now. You don't want to be a part of community right now. You don't trust community right now in this moment. It's okay. However, what I want you to know is that community is there. Doesn't have to be 1,500 people. It could be just one. That's community. They are there for you. You know what they say, that God don't make mistakes, right? Everything comes your way when you need it the most. Now, y'all follow me on this, because I'm about to end this, and this gonna be your zip, 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 right? I didn't know I needed the community like that until I needed the community. Heck, I thought I was good. I thought I was doing what needed to be done. I thought everything was great. Then the community showed up and showed out. And from that moment on, I don't have a need or an urge to want to go to a community, because I'm in the community. I'm a part of the community. I am community. Baby, baby, baby. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Be a part of the community. And even if you think that you're the only one a part of the community, you be a part of the community. Know what you're talking about, know what you're doing, and then curate a space for that knowing, for that doing. And you build community, just like those 4 organizations did. You build community. You build community. Just like Pyro Media right here built a community. They have a community of people that have shows just like mine. Check them out. Community. Community. And I don't know, and I'm talking to, and he's on the back end there. I'm talking to, Kwame didn't know this is what it was going to be. Probably when he started, he didn't know that community was going to be this. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about his whole network. He probably didn't know that what community was going to be. But look at him now. Look at those 4 organizations I'm talking about. Hey, look at Titan Capri, the Titan Capri Experience now. You'd have asked me this back in 2019, I couldn't have told you any of this. I probably didn't even see it, could fathom it. But here I am. And there you are. And we all are a part of community. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. Peace and blessings to you. I want to say this to you before we get out of here. I did an open mic not too long ago, and I want to take something from that, and I want to send you all off with this. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I am, I can be, I will be worthy. I am, I can be, I will be worthy. I am, I can be, I will be community. I am, I can be, I will be community. I am, I can be, I will be community. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you all so much. Until next time, see you there.